This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2025 Sprinter wide body, fifth wheel. The model number is 3900DBL, and this will be a how-to video. It's not a floor plan video. I'm just going to show you some of the features and how they work, okay? So obviously you have a rear entry door here that goes right to the half bath, or actually it's a full bath, but you don't have to trounce through the trailer to get to it. Here you have an outside kitchen with a refrigerator and a griddle. Now this griddle has an LP line back here. As you can see, the LP line has to be plugged in to the quick connection right there for the LP system. So make sure you do that. You have 3 awnings on this. So you see you have one on the rear door side wall, one on the front door side wall, and then one on the slide out. This has a 2-point or 4-point leveling system. I'll show you where the control is for that when we get to it. It's an auto leveler. The slide out, this particular slide out is a AccuSlide. You can tell by the cables on the side, in case you need to know that ever. You have TV out here, power and then signal out right here, if you want to put a TV outside. Your cranks, of course, and your basement, and it is a heated basement, so you can store your stuff there. 30-pound LP tank on each side. Your battery compartment here. I had the light on. Oh, I must have put the light on with the motion detector. Okay, so this is the on-off for your solar panel, right? That's your battery disconnect there. Now this is your solar controller right here. Now you have to download the app. It's the Victron Energy app. You get it at Google or Apple Store, and that's how there's no monitor panel, so that's how you'll monitor it. If you look on the side here, you can't see it very well, but you can take a picture of this tag and it has your PIN number on it. So you can log on to it. It's a 6-digit number. So that's where you find the number. So keep that in mind. We update it before, if there's an update available before you receive it, but if you see the little, I think it's a red dot at the upper right hand corner, it's telling you that it needs another update. Sometimes it's a firmware update, sometimes it's a software update, but keep that in mind, keep it current. Of course, your 30-amp power cord, and your sprayer there, your coiled sprayer for your water. Okay, and it has a compartment for 2 batteries. When you wire them together, if you do that, make sure you wire them together so they output 12 volts, not 24. You just want to double the storage capacity, okay? This is just a hookup in case you wanted to buy a portable solar battery charger. That's all that is. Pre-wire. Your other tank here. This, I know you can't see very well here, but this is the outside controller for your leveling system. Auto level is the most common function. You're going to pull your tow vehicle out from underneath and auto level it. Now it remembers the last position of your trailer before you auto level. So if you go to this arrow down, it'll say auto hitch. Press enter to begin. That will return it to the position it was in right before you auto leveled it. So it'll take you right back to the correct position to slide your tow vehicle underneath it. So those are the 2 most common ones you're going to use. You can operate the jacks independently. You can retract all. Remember, if you retract all, it'll nosedive the front end, so you don't want to have anything underneath it when you do that. That's why you should generally use auto hitch height and auto level. Okay. We'll talk more about that on the inside if need be. This is your water station here. Of course, your low points here. This is black tank flush number 2, black tank flush number 1. So you have 2 black tanks in this trailer. So when you dump the valves are going to be on this side here. when you dump the valves, you can hook the hose at the dump station onto here and turn it on and flush out the front black tank. Keep in mind, like it says on this sticker, always have the valve open before you turn the water on. You don't want too much pressure to build up. So you can dump this one and then this one. Just make sure the valves are open. It's a good thing to do because it'll clean out your tank for one thing, but it also sprays off the sensors so you get a good accurate reading. That's city water hookup. That's the most common most common hookup. But you can see you have 5 configurations here. You have 3 valves, and then you have the 5 pictures here. City water is the most common. That's what it said on right. Oh, it's not. If this was in the down position, it would be on city water, like so. That's what you're going to use most time. But if you're camping someplace without city water, you can go to power tank fill, put the valves in this position, and you can pre-fill the tank, and then you go to this position here, turn on your water pump, and you can pump water out of your tank. So even if you don't have city water, you can still use all your plumbing. This is winterize and then sanitize. So 5 options there, okay? And of course, a cable and satellite into the trailer right there. Now this has on-demand water. The only thing you really have to know about this outside is the switch here. You're going to just basically shut it off when you're in storage or when you're winterized for the season, whatever. But just make sure if you're not getting any power, you understand that you have to flip that switch on. I'll show you the controls when we get inside. I'll talk you through it because it's winterized right now, so I can't really run water through it, but we'll explain it. Your valves are right down here, some of them anyway. You probably have 2 sets of them. As I move around past your slide rooms, this is our shop cord, but I showed you your 30 amp cord inside the trailer. You have a hookup for what have you. Alright, so let's go inside. So when we first walk in the door, we see the power converter. So this converts AC to DC power. So we're just going to push it to open it. You can see right here you have regular 120 AC circuit breakers like you'd have at home, and then they're all labeled here. Then the power is converted to 12 volt DC. Down here you got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. Okay, that's where the 12 volt comes from. It also comes from your battery. This device also charges your battery, so as long as you're plugged into shore power, it'll sense how much energy your battery or batteries need, and it'll keep them charged up as long as you're plugged in. Of course, when you're pulling down the road, your tow vehicle will charge your batteries, and when your solar panel is turned on, it's going to be charging your batteries. It'll convert the sunlight to amperage and store them in your batteries. So that's why it's good to have 2 batteries. Twice the storage. Okay, so your control panel is right here. We'll start up here. This is your max fan. That's the remote control for this fan here. It controls the lid and the fan speed. This is your thermostat. It's very, you just punch it and then you'll rotate it. Punch it till you get to there. It's off right now, but you can see cool, heat, and then back to off. You can set your fan if you want, and last you would set the temperature by going to the right or to the left to raise it or lower the temperature. Okay. Your 3 awnings are retracted right here and extended. Your slide rooms are here, 4 slide rooms. Lights, of course. Your water pump here. The water pump's used to pump water out of the fresh water tank if you don't have city water. It's also used to winterize the trailer. And you switch between your 2 gray tanks here when you're sensing them. When you're using your sensors here to display the levels, your levels. You can go back and forth there. So basically your fresh water, your battery, its charge, and so on and so forth. Pretty self-explanatory. It works like they all do. So when I mentioned the talking more about the leveling system, I didn't prep this one, so I didn't know if it had a touch panel or an analog panel. I prefer the analog panels like this one; they're much more reliable. But the only way to operate it is through the one on the outside. If it has a touch panel, sometimes you can operate it in here, but there's real no advantage to that. Okay, pantry, your refrigerator. Make sure you, when you're traveling, you want to screw this on here so it the doors don't swing open and get damaged. Your keys are hanging here, of course. Your range works pretty much like they all do. You have your sparker here, and then you have your burners here, and then your oven. To light the oven, you're just going to go to the picture of the flame. You depress it. There's a pilot light down at the bottom, so you're just going to spark it till the pilot light lights. Once it lights, you hold it in for another 10 or 15 seconds to heat up the thermocouple. Then you go to operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, so does the pilot light. So you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. You have ambient light and then oven light here. Okay, always travel with this in the down position. So this is well, it's obviously your microwave. It's the plate and the rest of it are stored in one of these. It's probably right here, actually. Well, let's look just to make sure it's here. They're here anyway. I'll make sure that they're here. Normally we put them on, and I'll talk to the guy and ask him why he didn't finish putting the microwave together. But we'll make sure it's there. Okay, obviously your TV. This has Bluetooth, so that's where your sound's coming from. So you can use your phone or your tablet to for all of your audio and video, really. So that's all done right there. This also has a well, yeah. So it's just Bluetooth basically. You also can set the speakers A and B inside and outside. You have a fireplace. You have everything ready like it should be. Anyway, you have a fireplace, and the fireplace is also a space heater, so you can set your temperature and that sort of thing. You can right, if you see it there, there's a second button to the right. It's 0, 0, then low, then high. That's the fan speed. It's really kicking heat right now, so it's a really good heater. You can change the color of the crystals and so on and so forth. Okay. So on those days where you don't quite need the furnace, you can just turn that on and take the chill out of this room. You have recliners with a phone charger. This drops down to a bed. You can set the table on these cleats here, obviously, and you can turn that into a bed for a guest. You also have your bunk room. Now, obviously, this is a little hide-a-bed here. Right, you pull the backs off, and it's a little hide-a-bed. Plus, you move this to the up position and lock it into place here, so you have headroom. That's an emergency escape window. It works like they all do. You pull this forward, push the window through, and then you'll grab hold of that tab and pull the screen out to escape in an emergency. Has a ladder to get up, and then you have this. It's a large bunk, and then you have a loft up here also. So tons of room. This is huge storage here. I don't know what you would use that for, but whatever. You can never have enough storage, obviously. And back to the bathroom, which we started off looking in here. That needs to be cleaned for you. Obviously, it's winterized. We'll talk more about the bath in the bathroom up front. So there's another thermostat. This is just for the AC unit. Let's see what we got here, just for the heck of it. Yeah, so it's just AC. Okay. So as we move to the front, we'll go to this bathroom here. Should be the master bathroom. Now keep in mind that there'll be a GFCI usually in each bathroom. There's always a couple in the trailer. All the plugs in the trailer are wired through one of these, even the one on the outside. So if you're using something outside and it pops, you'll reset it at one of these GFCIs inside. It's also an inverted outlet. So this does have inverter. You can read up on that when you get your packet and some time to look it over. This is the controller for the on-demand water. It's, like I said, it's shut off now, but it's very simple. When you turn it on, it's going to show you the temperature you're set at. It'll be 115 to 120 degrees. You can raise and lower the temperature here. It's usually, like I said, 115, 120. This just changes it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So what happens once you turn it on, when it senses hot water being turned on, whether it's at one of the sinks or in the shower or showers, it'll automatically kick on and heat up very quickly, and you get on-demand, non-stop hot water. The thing to remember that it has a safety in there. If there's no water source, it won't turn on. It won't. The gas valve will not ignite, for obvious reasons. So you always have to have your hose hooked up, or your city water hooked up with it turned on, or you have to have water in your fresh water tank with the pump turned on. Otherwise it will not ignite. It has a safety for that, so keep that in mind. And like I said, there's also the master switch on the outside. The toilets both work the same. Like all RV toilets, they sit right over a black tank. So when you get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, obviously. Then you'll come in here and you'll throw a dose of chemical right in the bowl. You'll step on the pedal and hold it down till at least a gallon of water goes into the black tank along with the chemical. You can use more than a gallon, just don't use less. I kind of advise using maybe a couple gallons. But the main thing is you don't want to use it dry. If you use it dry, then it's going to get clogged up, it's going to smell terrible, it'll just be a mess. So you always want a dose of chemical and at least a gallon of water in there. That goes for each toilet. Alrighty. Up to the bedroom. Another emergency window here. There's your other thermostat for cooling. You have some storage under here. Your wardrobe here. Closet. Always keep the doors, any sliding doors you want, latched when you're traveling. Otherwise they're going to slide around and get damaged. Another thing, let me look in here to see if I forgot it. No, doesn't apply to this one. And it's prep for a washer or dryer. So you can, the shelf can be removed and you can get a stackable washer on the bottom, dryer on the top, or you can get a combo if you're interested. But it's all ready to go for that. Okay, I think that about covers it. Let me look around. The only thing I can think of I didn't tell you about is the carbon monoxide LP gas detector, which is right here. Only thing I'm going to tell you about that is it should always be green, glowing green. There's a test button on it you can push, but if it's not working, get it fixed, get it replaced immediately, because it's obviously very important. It's a life-saving thing, and before they had these, you know, you probably, if you're old enough, you remember that it was kind of dangerous. So always make sure this is working. Okay, there's a test button on it also. Okay, alrighty. So that about covers it. I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. The manufacturer states the roof should be inspected every 90 days. So you want someone to look at your roof, go up there, make sure there's no damage to any of the roofing attachments or any of the roofing material that's caused by, let's say, low branches or road debris flying up there. You want to look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation where water can get through. Odds are years and years will go by before you have to worry about anything like that, but that's why you inspect it, just to make sure, to stay ahead of any potential problems. So that is very important. And also, this is winterized right now, like we said, so it's filled with antifreeze. You're set for the winter. Other than that, I think we're all set. So enjoy your trailer, and if you have any questions, give us a call, okay? Thank you.